thing in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
I go by.
Chocolate and vanilla swirl.
Who's up? What's up, everybody?
And before we get started on tonight's episode, we will like to give a shout out to Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com. And to help us out with that, as always, is Warhorse.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, royaltynutrition.com. They are a veteran-owned and operated supplement company that doesn't automatically use the cheapest ingredients in their supplements, and they are dedicated to more of your wellness to help you reach your fitness goals. Check them out and use the discount code 37HAKE to save you 15% on your entire order. My next shout out of the evening will be to Gorilla Gains. That's gorilla-gains with Z.com. They are a fitness apparel company that you can wear comfortably in and out of the gym. They also make great equipment that helps keep you safe while you train. Check them out and use the discount code JAKE15 to save you 50% on that order as well. DJ Swirl, tell them about the Buy to Buy Empire.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sweet Beanie.
and everyone else, hey. It is the holiday season once again, and if you find that you don't have the time, the towing, or the muscle to get what you want for the holidays home, hit us up at Buy to Buy, BUYTOBYE, everywhere you are, buytobuy.com. On-demand delivery, moving, staging, TV mounting, and assembly. This is the creative side of that. Buy to Buy Studios. High quality, low cost, sound decision. If you want to elevate your podcast or just an idea that you have that you want to try and actually make into some sort of entertainment, some sort of content. If you want to dip your toe in the content creation pool, let us know. We will do what we can to dress it up like this, make you sound and look the best. That's at Buy to Buy Studios, everywhere you are. Jake, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, as of December, order of importance.
Ooh, well played.
I have a whole new baby at my house, and his name is Christopher Nicholas. He has a giant head. We're talking 14.5 centimeter diameter.
Yes.
The midwives were like, "Damn, girl, what the hell? That's impressive." He was 8 pounds 8 ounces. His name is Christopher Nicholas. I named him after Christopher Erdley and Nicholas Rasmussen, who were friends of mine from the Marine Corps who are no longer here. And he's great. He's great. He scared the shit out of us. Because so I don't know if you know this, but when you're born, you have fluid in your lungs.
Okay.
From just living in a liquid environment for a while, and what you do is when you first start to breathe, the oxygen actually pushes that stuff into your lungs, and your body absorbs it, and you just pee it out.
Gotcha.
Well, he was not doing that, and was having a really hard time breathing. So we got to go to the NICU, Banner Ironwood, and pretty much by the time we got there, and he was like, "I'm fine." Standard Howard stuff. I just wanted more people to see me.
Just more of a delay.
Yeah, I really think it was just. I really think he just wanted more people to see him. Wanted to go flirt with the nurses.
Yeah.
And the last nurse practitioner we talked to was like, "I think he has the shortest stay in the NICU on record here." And I went, "Yes."
There you go.
Already winning.
Setting records.
Already costing his parents a bunch of money, but winning.
Right, yeah. Yep, that is part of the game.
But yeah, ever since then, I mean, we weren't even at the hospital for a whole 24 hours. But he's been good, eating, sleeping, pooping, doing that baby stuff.
Good. Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
So
Brittany's doing great.
yeah.
Um, she's impressive. It was a 2 hour labor.
Anything trigger it?
Um, well, we think it was a combination of this dick and the what's the damn oil?
Like cod liver oil?
No,
Castor oil.
castor oil. No,
That's the word I was looking for.
she made a castor oil peanut
God
butter
damn.
ice cream shake,
Ooh,
and then
lubed it up.
dude, it was impressive. Like she just like I didn't even have to like get next to her to hold her hand or anything. She just got in the pool. It was like baby, pop. It was nuts.
How did she react? Because she's done this several times now.
Yeah, this was number 6.
And was it so in terms of NICU stays, it was the quickest on record.
Well-
So in her experience delivering, is this the fastest term?
She said this was the easiest birth that she's had too.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't, and it's also the shortest NICU out of all of the kids too,
There you are.
because Mila had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mila's obviously alive and thriving, so that turned out good.
Yeah. Like just imagine when we think about stuff like that now, I have to think of these other shows you watch where they show childbirth without hospitals,
Mhm.
next to a campfire or whatever, for whatever medieval show you're watching. But like we have all of this technology, all of these amenities, and you think of, the short NICU stay when in reality, a few hundred years back, that's a completely different experience,
Mhm.
But that's awesome. That's great that
Yeah.
the baby's here and healthy, and even with, some immediate issues like seeing the adjustment the body makes to overcome that. So
Yeah, it was wild.
yeah. So you set this up well. You said in order of importance. So a lot of people like to say, not in any particular order. You wanted to make sure to do the opposite of that. So what other news
course.
do you have
No.
to back that up?
Well, as of December 5th, I am 7 years sober. We're talking no drugs, no alcohol, raw dog in life.
7 years, dog. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So you said the dates, you said it in order of importance. Were the dates close?
Yeah, he was born on the 27th of November.
Okay. And the
Yeah.
5th was 7 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pretty close. So how do you celebrate 7 years as a new father?
Well, I wrangled toddlers, and I tried to get as much sleep as I could, which has been quite rare.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man. I'm
much like a birthday, do you get like special treatment?
You could. Tell you the truth, I don't really even like celebrating my birthday all that much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was like, this is cool. All right, I got stuff to do.
Was last year the fake bourbon?
Yeah.
Was that birthday time?
I think.
Or I'm sorry, anniversary time.
Yeah, somewhere around then. That was so bad. That was so bad. My wife, who had, just given birth, was like, so what do you want to do to celebrate? And I was like, have a nice long whiskey drunk and a nice nap. And she's like, oh. And I was like, yeah, it's one of those times.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Well, that's
the
good that you
girls.
didn't have a craving, or you didn't. There was
Oh, I
no.
didn't. I didn't give in.
You didn't give in. Okay, very good.
Yes, no, because I was like, I was, I was definitely on the verge
So what
for
was
sure.
so? I hate using the word triggered. I'm trying to figure out ways to say that differently. But what was the catalyst? What did you see? What happened that was like your body's like, hey, man.
Well, it's the reason why people get into any type of drug in the first place, and that's that little bit of escape from reality, or you stop thinking about or feeling about your
Things.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, so I mean, like I'm around noise all the time. And like I was like, man, you know, and so my biggest struggles, especially as a father of toddlers, is like, why don't we just turn this noise into a party?
Okay.
But um, the girls, even before Christopher was born, have been sleeping just horrible. Um, will not stay in their own beds. Marley, if you go and even lay her down, she sits straight up and starts screaming. Like
Yikes.
Marley has had to be in our bed for the past month, um, month and a half actually. But and then Ruth likes to wake up at 2:30 on the dot and come wake me up. But then it was, once we brought Christopher home, it was like we're all getting in this bed whether you like it or not. And Marley and Ruth are at the age where they're kicking and punching and biting and poking each other.
Fun.
Oh, it's. I mean, like I think it's pretty fun. But man, those girls, they're something else. They are something else.
So have they been welcoming to the new edition?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they love him. They love him to pieces. They're always asking to hold him and give him kisses and all kinds of stuff. And
Good. He takes well to that
they,
attention.
oh yeah,
Good.
he's about it for sure.
Cause there's some babies that's just like they
Don't
look at
touch me.
everybody, and then everybody needs that warm up period. I know both of my
Hmm.
girls like they are social butterflies, but if you're a new face, that there's definitely a warm up period.
Yeah, and no, he's been cool. He's been real cool, and I'm very grateful for that.
Good.
Oh man, sorry. But yeah, I've been trying to. So what we've been doing after the last time the girls did all this, I just picked them both up and took them downstairs and put them on separate ends of the couches, and I like curled up into a ball on the other corner, and we've been sleeping downstairs. I was, uh, I was telling you the other day, and you're like melatonin, and I was like, we've been giving them melatonin. No, we're on that shit. But today I went from the half a melatonin gummy to a full gummy, and we got him some calm magnesium. Tonight's night two of that. I was
Yeah.
like, here you go. At 5:30, he's like, here. They're
Yeah.
both just stone cold out.
Good.
But I guarantee probably by the time I'm done here, it'll be, Daddy. Just because that's how it works. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
Do you guys have a nightlight? Do you guys do music? What do you do? What's part of their night routine?
Their night routine is usually it's like we get ready for bed, we sit them down, we get in pajamas, diapers, and pull ups on because Ruth's not above that peeing herself and sleeping yet. Um, and then we'll try just quiet. Quiet's not working. Read them a story. One of the things that works big time with them is there's an old timey cowboy, and there's his movies and his old TV show. His name's Gene Autry.
Mhm.
We'll watch Gene Autry, and they'll watch this all American good guy defeat evil, and they'll fall asleep to that because he's got horses and there's guns and he's nice to everybody, but he's not scared to fight when he has to. And he sings songs.
So how does maternity leave work from home?
Oh, she's got at least a couple months off.
So her employer has that benefit baked in,
Yep.
including PTO.
Yep.
Good deal.
Sorry, this is my wife right now. If you pick up that baby, I'm gonna commit domestic violence.
This is okay. Yeah. What?
Yep. Yeah. So, so Marley's asleep down here on the couch, and then Britt is she's only supposed to come up and down the stairs once a day. She's still not supposed to be picking anything up heavier than the newborn.
Yeah.
And so she just asked me, should I take Marley up or leave her? So I said, if you pick up that baby, I'm going to commit domestic violence. But like, I'm not going to hit my wife, but I'm letting her know I'm letting her know, please don't. Because, even though it was a impressive feat of strength and quick birth, I would like my wife to recover to the best of her ability.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a different way to do that, maybe, but
oh yeah, but you live with Jake Howard, baby.
I'm not. I don't discount. I don't discount the normalcy in that tone. It's just interesting to watch that process in real time with zero heads up.
No.
Lovely.
Well, it's just so she wants to do more than what her body will let her already. Because I mean, I can guarantee she's bored. She wants, like we were out doing Christmas outfit shopping. I took the girls with me, and she's like, "I cleaned the kitchen and did the dishes," and I was like, "You did what, ma'am?"
Yeah. Like bragging to get herself in trouble.
Yeah, it's like, well, I just wanted to take it off your plate. And I was like, I appreciate that, but don't do it again.
Yeah.
I have things pretty handled. I mean, not as good as you do it, but I'm doing it.
Oh, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, because
Yep.
there's definitely a Ryan clean, and then there's a Colleen clean.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
Well, it's my thing, especially right now, is like I keep things functionally in order.
Yeah.
Because,
And she's
if
also
and
got
when
that thing in the back of her mind saying, "Don't be a complete POS today. Get up and do something."
right.
Yeah.
But my thing is, when the tornadoes are done spinning, I kind of just, make sure stuff is put away ish. And,
Ooh.
dishes, no, but like dishes are rotated, trash is taken out.
Just the
Not-
ish.
Yeah, well, it's there because I'm so.
It
by the
never
time this
stays
happens,
clean.
dog,
It never stays clean.
oh no, it never stays clean. And by the
Yeah.
time the girls are finally down, I'm like, ugh.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I saw
I'm
something.
sorry.
I saw something this week that said that the reason why being a homemaker is frowned upon or looked down upon is because it's unpaid,
Okay.
and we only value things that we pay for. Like literally, you can be a good person, you can do nice things for people, but if there is not a price attached to it, people won't value it.
Hmm.
And until they have to pay for it, it becomes that problem, right? To where you've
Okay.
always done this or whatever, blah 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 blah. But that's that still applies. And so, like, the tiredness you feel just from doing the normal things that women have done for centuries, that goes largely unpaid. And, the classic argument is the man makes the bacon and then he comes home to a clean house and blah 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 blah, right? So the old American trope. It's like the amount the amount of tornadoes that are dealt with on a daily basis that you now have to deal with simply because of your circumstance. Like in your most bored moment during your service time, did you ever anticipate being that tired from doing that little?
Who?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like being
Like,
in the fucking trenches in a foreign country, foreign language, all of those pain points, and then you're on the couch exhausted from just wrangling kids, from just doing laundry and dishes. You know what I mean? Like the
yeah.
normal stuff that we don't attribute a payment to. So there's no actual value exchange. It's just an agreed upon contract for you and your wife who works from home,
Hmm.
who makes the bacon, right?
Yeah.
Who brings home the bacon. So it's like in your wildest dreams in the desert, did you ever think that your manhood would be challenged as much as it is now?
No. No.
Isn't that nuts?
That's where wild. It's
Crazy, man.
wild.
It's crazy. Like the idea that I had to cut my day short today to grab my kids, get ready for them, so that way I can hang out with them and be present before we do this tonight because I'm missing their bedtime, um, routine. But like, just the idea of me having to sacrifice that time, it annoyed me. And I'm just like, and then I laugh at myself, like the pettiness in that privilege of, for years, my wife has compromised or done whatever to make sure that I'm able to do what I need to do, to work late, to
Hmm.
do this, to do that, so that I can then come home and see her on the couch passed out. And then I join her. And then we wake up at 10:30 and then go to actual bed. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's, they don't tell you that's not something that you think about or that is in the contract when you're with somebody long term like that. So as much as you see all this, people, they hate dating now and they hate, relationships don't stand a chance now. It's like there's a lot of shit that you got to deal with that we have these ideas of, especially when you're young, that you sacrifice so much to repeat the cycle of fun. And then it turns into these repetitive cycles of fun with your kids,
Yeah.
but that leave you absolutely exhausted in a way you never could partying in your hardest, darkest time.
Yeah. I mean, partying exhausted is a whole nother exhausted. But yeah, this is wild. It's been wild. It's but I need to reiterate, no, I do not domestically abuse my spouse. It was a joke.
Thank you for
It,
clarifying.
it needs to be we're
Where are we
I
at?
would never.
We're almost 30 minutes in. That happened at
I-
least 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. I would never.
How long has that been on your mind to jump in to say that?
Not really that long. I mean,
Okay,
like the people. So the thing is like the people that know me will ha 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 ha.
Yeah. No.
But
I'm just
the people that don't will be like, this motherfucker.
it's on a live stream, man. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
CYA. That's it.
Yeah. This white man over here talking about
bro,
hitting
this
his
is
wife.
like, yeah, this is
Yeah, this is real. It's real.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I had my welcome to the world mustache and everything, but I trimmed it off. I had my Hulk Hogan stash, and
so. Why did you do that?
well, I've done that with everybody because if you
So
look
you
at
did
pictures
this-
of
You welcome your kids with the same facial hair.
yeah,
Okay. And is this the least amount of time that you've left it on?
no, I think
I don't remember.
maybe
I don't remember this look. You'll have to send me.
Yeah, there's a picture.
You have to send me a picture with every kid
Okay.
with
But
the stash.
But Ruth was born in the hospital, and we had our photographer friend Michelle come in and take pictures. There's a picture of me holding Ruth in my forearms, just looking down at her with a flat billed hat and my oh yeah brother.
Let me grab it. Give me it so I can put it up here.
What up, Matt?
Flex Chef. What is up, my
Sorry.
guy?
Oh boy. Yeah, man.
So you have that one. What was number 2? Marley, what was the picture? What was the setting?
It was at the house. So Marley and Christopher were both home births,
Okay.
and then
Same midwife?
midwife company.
Company. Okay.
Yeah, but we work with. Oh hell.
I'm about to say it's a shout out opportunity.
Oh.
The most sober, swole thing we can do is shout out a midwife company.
Yeah, it's like the family first midwifery out here, and
Is that how it's pronounced? Midwifery?
midwifery. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a midwife, and then like
It's not midwifery?
and then your coven.
Gang. Shout out to the midwives.
Yeah.
So, tell me what that process is. Is there a inflatable tub or bath? Like, what are we?
Yeah. So we had a
Splash time.
we had a blown up pool at the foot of our bed for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Got you.
And then I had a hose attachment attached to one of the sinks. Ran it out to the tub. When it was go time, I started filling it up.
What's the water? How much water do you need? How long does it take to fill it up?
Dude, it took about a half hour to fill up, and
Oof.
the amount of water I'll have to get back to you on that one.
And so this is what temperature is this water?
She wanted it hot because she told me fill it up as hot as you can because last time I got it was already cold, and I said yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you'd use the hot water.
Yep.
Okay, got you.
And I said, yes, dear.
And
Well-
so the time from her water breaking.
Oh, her water didn't like break.
Okay.
It probably didn't break until she was already in the pool pushing.
Okay. But she knew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
because she was like, "Hey, would you mind timing these contractions?" And I was like, "For you, my wife, gross, no thanks." Right? And yeah, but they were already quick and like intense. So I was like, "Okay."
He's coming. He's coming.
Yeah. I've been down this road before.
Right.
But
So do you have like Do you have knee pads on? Do you have like what is your setup? Do you have a phone? Like, are you recording this in any fashion?
Well, no, I just let it go down, and I was just in contact with the midwives that were coming over.
Oh, so they weren't there yet.
Mm-mm.
So did you catch? No, 2 hours, right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
they got here. They got here in time,
Okay.
but it was pretty much by the time they were here and she got in the pool, and they were like, "Oh, there's a head." It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah.
It was quick. I mean, I'm a dude that's like, whatever, it's quick, you're fine. But no, that's not what I'm saying at all. It was a really quick birth
Yeah.
because she got in the pool and she said, "Oh, there's his head," and I went, "Are you fucking serious?" Like,
And Brittany's thinking like, yes.
but even she was like, "Really?" Because
Oh wow.
because he came out and she's like, "Okay, turn over," and she was like, "Ah, I thought they were just telling me to switch positions to push," and she, like they just handed her a baby.
I saw a video last week, this week, that was similar situation to where the husband is like, she's like, okay, here it comes. And like, I didn't pay attention to the edits, but it was quick, man. It was like they start reacting, and by the time the video is over, he's holding the baby. Like, they're in the process of calling their midwife for their help, and no time, like baby's coming. So, yeah, castor oil, baby.
Yeah. All I know is we use the same midwifery as Buda Baker, which basically means we're best friends. And
And tell the people who Buda Baker is.
he plays for the Arizona Cardinals on
Defense,
their defense.
correct?
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
The name
Cardinals aren't.
rings a bell.
Yeah, he's not. The Cardinals aren't doing too hot this year.
So is that like advertised? Is that on their website?
No.
Buda
they
Baker's
don't.
midwifery.
Yeah, they don't do that with anybody. But I don't even think I'm supposed to know that, but I do. So
I'm gonna
I
have
was
to.
told.
I'm gonna have to, when we're done with this, I'm gonna have to have Google say midwifery. I've never heard that said.
Well, that's what
Awesome.
Yetta, the the queen of the said coven, says. So
The Queen of the Coven. Very good. Is this like a tinnitus situation? Because you have those people who call it. How do you want to say it? Tinnitus,
yeah.
but it's
Well, because
tinnitus for sure.
it's tinnitus for technically, but I've been calling it tinnitus forever.
I remember
Like,
there's a local servicer of tinnitus, and they did, and it's a woman, and she does the
coven gang.
gang. She she says some people call it tinnitus, other people call it tinnitus, and I go, nobody says tinnitus. It was like a running joke every time the commercial came on, and then like the commercial started changing to where it was like
Yeah.
you could tell they were reacting to the response to it, and I felt like she was annoyed having to say it differently, and it made me chuckle every time I saw it. But yeah, tinnitus. As someone who suffers from it, you'll never hear me call it tinnitus.
Yeah,
It's weird to me. So is that so midwifery?
that's what I listen. I am just a humble dude that follows along.
This is not me going after the messenger. I'm not trying to attack the messenger. I am simply saying it makes my face feel weird to say midwifery. In my ears, when I hear it, my brain's like, huh? But that's my ignorance, I guess.
It could be mine too, but
If the coven of the gang says that it's if she refers to it as midwifery, I will humbly respect that choice. That's all.
yeah, this whole thing was yeah, this whole experience was straight up just me doing what I was told. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the role.
Yeah, man. So, like, I had a friend ask me, I was like, so, like, she just gave birth at home? I was like, yeah, I could never. And I was like, okay, like.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, respect to you.
Yeah,
I'm glad,
that's a
you know,
choice.
you had kids there. Sounds like a striking t-ball.
Thank you. Thank you. When I hear whiff, I think of someone missing an obvious pitch that they should hit, and I only fix my mouth to say wiffle ball ever. So saying midwifery is in that same boat. No disrespect. And hopefully I see this and I laugh back because I'm dead wrong. But midwifery rolls off the tongue better.
Well, producer man, pull up the Google and have it
No, I'm
reinforced
not. We're not
live.
doing live stream. Although the prep for the show went the exact same way it's gone for the last 3 years, I am not live stream Googling. I will do it post.
No, you told me I cannot live stream Google.
And I'm of the ilk who is do as I say because I do that as well.
I thought you
So
just deviated yourself some special powers.
I don't know what that unlocks, but on the back end of being scammed, hopefully it's an opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, did we talk about the scam last week? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god.
I have a screenshot. I gotta work on my post production skills. I want to be able to put a picture right here of the place in Nigeria that it's currently at.
Man, that's so wild. That's so
20
wild.
and one of my guys, Jeff, shout out Jeff, Instagram buddies. We worked together at Bank of America, but we didn't really like talk a lot. We were in different areas. We went golfing together a few times or whatever, but we associate the most through Instagram. But he sent me a post earlier today that was talking about that. Made me laugh.
About your scamness.
Oh, just about scamming in general. The thirst, craziness. I have like an idea to produce a piece from it, make content out of it. And there's a song I want to do. I'm thinking about singing it. And now that I have my whole suite of creative, my wizard tools, I have Melodyne, so I can alter the pitch. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna T-Pain and make it sound perfect. And I'm gonna send it to you so you can laugh because it's gonna be funny.
Well, I mean, you got that, and you got your Paul McCartney microphone.
Bro, this thing is clean. Like I set it up, I recorded it, and I was like, took the time to go through and set up. Like all my settings were set up on here already. I had the same equipment. Everything was. I was just like, okay, do a deep dive. Stop doing all the presets. Stop doing all of the stuff that just makes it work. And like, there's a point to where one small thing. It's like the start of your voice. I had a setting on the Rodecaster to where if I didn't speak loud enough, it was ducking it or it was capped. So if I only spoke so loud, it would pick it up. And being someone who does this, I understand that I need to keep all of that available to where I can cut it out in post. Because if that setting is off, can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
There's a setting to where it will cut all that out, so you won't hear it at all. And I had that up too high. I've had that up I've had it up too high as my default setting for my own microphone this entire time. Just something as small as that. Make a very small adjustment, and now it sounds like it's supposed to all of the time. And that's something I had to be critical of myself and be like, yo, it drove me nuts. And I was like, you asshole. And I can go through and there are things that I can do, but like I can't restore vocals it never picked up.
Okay.
And because it's in the front of the chain in the process, if I don't get it at the start, I can't have it at the end. So it's like a very simple thing that anybody who does this with any grain of salt, they know not to set themselves up for that disaster. So all this time, man, you got to check yourself all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So got my levels crisp, got my setup, and then I saw a sale on this Chaotica eyeball. and they have a model specifically for my mic, and I was like, "Yep, done." So that's how
That's why I work. That's why I work professionals, because I don't know what the hell you just said.
And that's me. That's me talking about this stuff off the top, like you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, and that's cool because
It's a know your audience type thing.
hey, you're fine because I'm sure I've talked about all kinds of stuff that made you go.
No,
"Huh?"
but I learn.
Yeah.
I learn. I try.
Well, one day I'll just sit next to you and do this.
Yeah, no, you definitely have to make. We have to have like some kind of face that you can put up to where you're just like, I'm going off the, because it's a rabbit hole. To you, it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, but it's not something that I would not be opposed to understand more of.
Yeah. But it has nothing to do with sobriety or swollenness. So there you go.
It's all right. It's
Yeah.
all right. It's just you and me. We're sober truthing.
You know, unless we got Flex Chef still riding with us.
Oh yeah, that's our man with the plan.
So
Dude.
So the Thanksgiving baby is finally here.
Yeah.
What's next for the Howard family?
I have an appointment tomorrow with the VA.
You got to add that kid to your benefits.
Well, I mean, I can do that online, but I have to go in and I have to get reestablished with the doctor because I didn't go in at all during the COVID times.
Okay.
Well, because I just didn't want to deal with. I didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then so I have to go and get reestablished care. The only doctor that was available isn't at my nearest clinic, so I have to go all the way out to Phoenix. And then so I have to get reestablished care. Oh crap! I was supposed to get labs today. Fuck. Maybe I can do it if I go.
Real time rut row.
Yeah, dude, I don't have time for shit. Like,
What does that mean, labs?
well, so I have to get my blood drawn so they can run it, and so maybe if I go in early,
And you have
tomorrow,
to have that done before you go in.
yeah,
Oof.
because that's how the doctor is like. Oh, I see here that you have blood. Very interesting, Mr. Howard.
Yeah.
But I have to go and do that, and then go in and then I'm basically going in to say, hey man, I need you to castrate me. How do I go about that?
Oh, so the operation is. You have to go through the VA for the snip too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's where through all my healthcare is, and
yeah.
I mean, might as well.
Do they have a special division for that? That has to be a popular thing.
Dude, I'm going to assume that they do because I don't think the government really wants veterans having a shitload of babies. So I think they probably have a pretty decent.
They are most definitely incentivized.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's good for the morale of their deployed. He's not have to worry about that at all. I can't imagine having a family overseas like that.
Well, I mean,
I can, but no, thank you.
Yeah, well, so when you're enlisted, you're entitled up to one cosmetic surgery per enlistment. So every 4 years, you can go get a cosmetic surgery.
Like, just get a Botox?
I could go get a nose job.
Okay.
I know a few ladies that went and got breast augmentation on the government's dime. You know, because
I like how you said that. I like how you said on the government's dime, as if they are not operating on the government's body.
Well, right. But
yeah. I like how you framed it though.
Free titties, baby.
I just got a mental image of Free Willy, but instead it was like Pauly Shore. And he's like, it's Free titties. Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh.
Sorry, random as hell. Oh,
Man.
that's great.
But what was I? What was I doing? Anyway, so because I am out, and then I am above a certain uh, disability percentage, I am. Thanks for coming, Matt. Love you long time. But since I am above a certain uh, disability setting, all of my health care is free.
Oof. Hey,
And so if I wanted to, I could take Britt and the kids there too. But I won't.
principality of the thing.
It's well, the principality of the thing in that, and especially when it comes to the kids, if there's something happens, you want it done. You want it done right away,
Mhm.
so they can get it done, recover, and live healthier and fuller lives.
So
Right?
you said that you were hesitant to the snip.
Yeah.
In
Yeah. Still am.
in in terms of your choice of doctor going through the VA, how does that work?
I have no clue. I assume it's gonna be tough shit. Go see Doctor
So you check a
Roberts.
box. You go online and you submit a request,
Basically, yeah.
and they say go see Doctor X on this day and time in room C.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, it's super personable. Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful.
But I also assume there's not a line of protesters picketing outside you making the choice to control the size of your family.
Are you worried about? No, actually, Dean, I'm not. Vasectomies don't shut off your natural testosterone. What it does is it stops the sperm from entering. So you're still, everything's still up and functioning and running, and I miss you too, buddy. But you're still dropping clips. What was it Dr. Drew said the other day on his show?
The
He
sex
said,
doctor?
yeah,
Okay.
he has his own. He said something about he got his vasectomy, so he was emptying clips all over town or something like that. Like, no, but like, I mean, he was joking. Like, he's a happily married dude. I've seen many interviews with him and his wife.
Yeah.
But and Dean, if my T levels are down, I absolutely have no problem with going to see and go seeing a hormone doctor and getting on some testosterone. In fact, I want to anyway. Just because I miss being big. Let's just call that what it is. I miss being big,
Yeah.
and so, man, I'll tell you what. When I was on my testosterone and trenbolone, I was in God mode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I felt great. I can run through that brick wall. Watch me pick up this house.
Yeah.
It was great.
So the labs that you missed today,
Yeah.
having your blood drawn will give you insight on your T levels.
No,
No, it
that's
will
a
not.
whole. No, the VA, they're slowly coming around to it, but they're like anti hormone treatment.
Okay.
Yeah. So
The VA is.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I'd have to go outside and use the insurance through Brit's company.
Out of
but,
market.
Yeah. So you're not going to eat some bull testicles like the Liver King. Oh my God. Yo. I'm glad that the dude that he was working with fucking exposed him. Do you know who the Liver King is?
I recently saw something come through my timeline, and I don't know if you shared it or whatever, but explain to the folks what you're talking about.
So the Liver King he's a fitness influencer, but he already came from money. So he was already like rich. So he had from whatever his other business ventures were. But his whole thing, he made a shitload of money promoting this natural supplement, raw meat lifestyle. And if you ever looked at this dude, you're like, holy shit. If you know nothing about steroids, you're like, that dude is juiced to the gills. Like, he's got steroids leaking out of his eyeballs, right? And but his whole thing was he kept on saying how like he was natural, and you can get like this too if you eat bull testicles and raw liver and nonsense, just nonsense.
Sure.
Obviously a character, but like he had like has a rabid following, and they leaked. Yeah, he had me legit eating raw liver, though I don't mind it. I mean, yeah, well, but liver is good for you, Dean. I think if you like it, buddy, you just go ahead and keep doing it because I love you. But yeah, man, he had his the first, like, it was my buddy Quentin who sent me a Liver King the guy thing the first time, and he's like, "This guy says he's natural, is he?" And I said, "Nope."
No chance.
Not a chance. No way. And that was a few years ago now, but not a few years ago. Maybe about a year ago, year and a half ago. Is tater for you, or I don't think eating raw potatoes is for me, buddy. Too starchy and chewy. I like them soft so I can mash them, so I don't have to use my teeth. Is better for you. Should I cook it? I would suggest cooking all of your meat. I'm not a fan. I'm a big fan of blue rare steaks and stuff. So I mean, like just for your overall health, depending on where you're getting your liver from, you should at least get it as hot to it where it kills whatever potential diseases that could get you sick are in. But I mean, I'm not your doctor, brother. I mean, if you're gonna rock and roll with eating raw liver and you dig it, I'm not gonna tell you no. You're a grown man, and I love you, but I would cook it.
So the whole point of him being exposed was he didn't get that way because of the liver.
No, dude, and like the stuff he was taking, it's ridiculous. It's thousands of dollars a month. The kind of shit he's on,
Yeah.
thousands of dollars. Like,
So is it a MLM?
no, I think he was just a dude. I think he was just a rich guy that was bored. Like, honestly, I think he was a rich dude that was bored. Like, he got himself into he was, obviously in great shape beforehand. He was like, I bet you I could make this caveman character and see where it go viral a couple times and see where it goes.
Well, how's that any different than any other kind of endorsement deal?
I don't think it is really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I'm just saying, like, in the fitness world, it's really weird because we don't. If you're just honest about what you're on, you get left alone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, because if you go back to when, like, let's say Arnold was doing it a little bit beforehand, it was like, what do you take? And he's like, I just eat steaks and lift weights and then tan, like.
And people saw right through that.
Well, no, they're like, no way, these guys are just so dedicated that this is what they get like. Holy cow, that's incredible. Because the steroids weren't something that was even really thought of as anything crazy. Like, they weren't made illegal for a long time. I think it was like the 90s. And
but up until that point, it was basically the honor system.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back and look, there's all kinds of athletes that have done, and there still are, but like brazenly on things that enhance their athleticism, and they were Olympic athletes winning gold medals. That was the whole big thing with Rocky IV. Because if you watch Rocky IV and he's out in Russia and they're doing the big training montage, Rocky's just out in this barn doing it the all natural American way, and then you have Drago at the super Russian lab getting shots to
So
you know
it's par for the course to compete at the elite level, but they still sell it as cheating.
right.
Got you.
Well, that's the whole thing when Lance Armstrong got caught blood doping or whatever.
Okay.
I was like, big fucking deal.
So if he would have been honest
Big.
about it, if he would have said, "I'm the best because I cheat," move on, like Belichick.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
Like I said, I
the,
have a level of respect for Bill Belichick because they've been caught cheating blatantly on numerous occasions, and they come out and their motto is basically, "If you're not cheating, you're not trying."
right. And he's just like, man, yeah, we'll do that.
So he gets the respect of doing what you said, owning
Yeah.
what he's saying up front.
So, I mean, like, there's always different schools of thought. Like there's Roger Maris Jr. came out and said something about Mike Trout should be the legitimate home run king, and Barry
In
Bonds.
defense, in defense of his father, right?
Right, but because I don't recognize Mark McGuire either. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, man, it's like with human progression, isn't medical intervention part of that too?
Not if Jesus is involved.
Jesus turned water into fucking wine. I'm thinking.
But when athletes get on the podium, who do they think?
well,
I
well,
want to thank
yeah.
God.
Well, so
They don't
you
say
don't
I
think-
want to. I want to thank my dietitian. I want to thank my strength training coach. They don't say that. They might acknowledge them on social media or in some phase, but they thank their parents and they thank God.
Well, you don't think God put it in the brains of some scientist to make something that makes your body dope as fuck?
No,
Amen.
no, definitely don't.
No. Oh, so he says. So Dean says here. I also saw Mike O'Hearn got exposed to lying about being natural. Dude, Mike O'Hearn is a damn near 60-year-old man that still looks better than 98% of the earth.
Right.
If if he's not at this point on some testosterone to stay that big and that jacked year round, I come on. Like, but I do believe that a lot of his stuff is genetic. Because he had a son with an also highly athletic woman, and that kid came out like,
Sure.
but like, I mean, obviously that dude's like 60. If he's not on something to stay his brand and his course,
Yeah.
we'd all be full of shit.
I mean, on top of all of the stuff that's pumped into our food anyway,
Right.
from preservatives to the stuff that makes it cheaper for their bottom line. Like, if we're kidding ourselves, if we're using judgment in one arena without doing it in both.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like I tell people all the time, it's like I am not anti-steroid at all. I think that it's a personal choice. You need to, if you're going to be taking something, along those lines, you need to do it under the supervision of a medical professional. Get your blood work done. Make sure your heart, kidneys, and liver are functioning the way they're supposed to be while you're on this stuff. The biggest issue I have with steroids is one, fucking liars, and two, these kids that get online and they read an old school forum of what a supposed Mr. Olympia was taking back in the day, and they're like 17, 18, and they shoot all this shit into their body, it turns their balls off, and they grow tits.
So, is there a difference in your mind between taking steroids and the trans movement? Because
people,
steroids is adding
hormones,
something unnatural to your process for the sake of being advantageous, with the intent of gaining an advantage, while trans folks identify differently and are judged based off of the advantages they assume based off of that.
So I will put this under the oh hey, we got a spammer in here. Spam bot. We're doing it. But I will put this under the same thing that I put on all drugs under. If you are all drugs, any of them, if you are a consenting adult that can make decisions for yourself, you should be able to do whatever drug or do whatever you want to your body as a consenting, sound mind adult.
Okay.
Like I am
You're not going to
legalized.
say I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
Okay,
This is I am not a doctor.
Just
but
piggybacking off of the domestic
No.
abuse.
Look, so I don't know if you can read here. If I stand up here, what's it? You read that?
Oh no, you're not in the screen. I can only see half of it. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. You're good. You're good, bro.
Yeah. No, but it's the coffee pot at your local AA meetings has done more for the war on drugs than the DEA has ever done. You got, like, the war on drugs is a lie, and it's really probably killed more people than it's saved, and it's ruined more lives than what it's saved, for fucking sure. I think that it's up to you, whatever you put in your body, whether that be through medical means or extracurricular.
Okay. So now, how does that differ with trans folks? Who simply identify as something different without necessarily doing anything different to their bodies, but obviously their makeup is different, and so them getting into the same competitive space based on traditional genders.
Oh, you're talking about like trans women in sports.
So yeah,
man,
because the same people who will have a problem with doping ought to have the same stance. Or no, I that's what I'm asking. Is there consistency both ways?
When it comes to children, absolutely not.
No. We're not talking about this is all 21 plus. This is all professional. This is all adulting. I'm not talking about anything younger than you're a grown person.
Okay, grown adults should be able to live their lives how they see fit and how they want and be who they are. No, Dean, I have not seen What Is a Woman. I haven't heard the Jordan Peterson talk on it either. My whole thing is you have to be really, really careful, because while there are outliers, like there are women out there that could probably straight up kick my ass. Fact.
Okay.
But most of the time, probably not. I'm not trying to be misogynistic or rude. It's just,
we're not talking about everybody. We're not talking about everybody.
Well, no, we're not talking about everybody.
We're talking about specifically people who compete on a professional level that juice up to do better than their competition, who plays it fair, who plays by the rules,
okay,
who operates according to their makeup, and then the same outrage that stems from people who have a gripe with people who identify as one gender competing in the gender they were not assigned at birth for the same sake of being advantageous. Having an advantage in their competition because of their makeup is now different. How is that not the same thing? Because in principle, it sounds like the same thing, except one is a choice. One is an understanding that, one, there are risks that are associated with it, and two, that it if taken correctly, will put them on a pedestal above their competition. And it's so common that it's not talked about in the same light, because you said you have to be careful when it comes to the whole trans issue, but you don't have that same careful when it comes to, you just say you can do whatever you want, but you don't have that same you can do whatever you want because you said you have to be careful.
Now, do you know? Man, so the trans issue is something that I don't feel comfortable speaking on because I'm not
Fair,
100%.
That's thank you for saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, because I'm not 100% in
But
either camp.
so what I'm trying to establish is the fact that exploiting the rules or exploiting the culture in order to gain an advantage because everybody's doing it. Why isn't that same logic applied to people who identify later in life as an athlete and now try to compete in the same leagues that are traditionally assigned at birth? Does that make sense? I just want
It
to make
does.
sure I'm not talking on my ass, because I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to trap you into,
No,
this is no
but
straw man. This is
you're not
not
going
an
to because I'm
attempt.
fucking,
Yeah.
I'm Neo. I'm
Yeah.
Neo over
No. So I don't want you to, I want you to not focus on falling down that,
here.
stepping in that puddle, because that's not the intent. The intent is just finding a barometer, a starting point that we agree that both is either cheating or both is not. If we can start there, then the conversation goes in a specific direction. Because if steroids are given the pass the way that they are, why aren't trans people given the same thing? Because at the end of the day, technique and other intangibles go into the final result. Correct?
Yeah.
They don't just get to take it and they win. They still have to compete. They still have to be disciplined. They still have to do all these things. Same thing with trans folks. And even more so because of the extra microscopic attention on them, while the people who just juice are in a pool of everybody else doing it. That's all
Okay.
I'm trying to say, is to look at it, simply to look at it from that perspective, because in my mind, it makes more sense to just agree that they're both either or, so we can move forward with that conversation. Because the longer we sweep one under the rug and then we shine a light on the other, we're just choosing to be evocative for the sake of the attention, and it's not actually being addressed the way it should. Because
Okay.
the media is just is benefiting from it, whether they talk, how they talk about it. Regardless, it doesn't matter. If it's one way or the other, they're feeding off of the reactions, right? So in order for us to have a healthy conversation about it, being ignorant to a point to where we're considerate enough to want to give them grace, but still be aware that there is science involved and there are other factors, that we want to be able to keep it fair for the sake of competition. Because that's all I want to see. I just want to see a good game. I have my team that I root for, and I want to see a good game outside of that, right? That's how I operate. And I don't want to do that when the Yankees play the Royals and the Yankees have an unlimited budget and the Royals have a third of it. Like, that's not fair, but it is something that is agreed, that you just have to spend the most money to get the best team.
I get you.
That's it. I want us to all agree that we can either operate one way or the other, because pretending we don't and then operating that other way, we're just simply going back and forth. And that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to get as tired as I feel as you do at the end of the day with the kids.
Okay.
Simply having this conversation, because that's where it leads. Or it gets explosive and then people's feelings get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And we lose both ways. So
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, I am such a huge believer in respecting people. That's the issue, that like either way I'm stepping on toes, and I don't have a good enough vocabulary or understanding yet to really give a real outright well thought opinion.
Yeah.
because I can spew a talking point from either direction. But
Well,
do
this
I
is-
know what the because do I know what the fuck I'm talking about? No.
How you feel right now is how I feel about our potential future guest.
Okay.
High five, have no idea why. Want to find the reason so that way I can
Okay.
learn, because I am ignorant and I run toward the things that I'm ignorant about for the sake of learning, so I can give the appreciation that others do.
Okay.
So the same way you feel right now about, I don't want to speak on it, I want to put my foot in my mouth. Here's our opportunity.
Well, I can tell you all about that. Why I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
When we're done here, because I really do think it's a great idea.
I don't doubt it. I'm looking forward to learning what that is.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Well, let's talk about that great idea. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Sober Swole podcast.
Look at my man pulling the trigger. I don't have a thing on here, but he got the woo. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a good night.
Peace.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go